These institutions and agencies provide services which should include protective service for neglected children in their own homes to encourage and develop parental responsibility, counseling service and assistance to parents in planning for and meeting the physical and emotional needs of their children, placement service for children needing care in institutions, foster homes, or adoption homes, referral service to specialized agencies and institutions to provide care and treatment for the physically, mentally, and emotionally handicapped children, service to unmarried mothers and their children. In all of these services, there is one major objective: the welfare of children. This objective is least understood with reference to adoptions. Child welfare institutions and agencies are not in business to find children for those people who may want to adopt them. They only want to find the right home for children for whom adoption home care is needed. And now I would like to tell you about Robert Carlson and his mother, who needed counseling. Theirs was a broken home. The husband had left his wife and son. When Robert refused to go to school and caused his mother to have to pay several fines, the trouble reached its climax and Tressler entered the picture. After a number of preliminary interviews, I sat down for a long talk with Robert. Bob, just why don't you like school?
Oh, the teacher's all the time picking on me. She thinks I cause all the trouble.
Why do you suppose she thinks that?
I'm bigger than the rest of the kids in my room because I flunked 2 years, so I get all the blame.
What do you think should be done about it?
It's no use. I wanted to go to the Navy, but Mom won't listen to me.
Well, that's fine, Bob, wanting to serve our country, but you'll have to be a year older, even with your mother's consent. You see, the law says you must go to school until you're 17. Now, if your mother agreed to let you go into the Navy when you're old enough, do you think you could finish out this year of school?
If you'd get her to do that, I sure could.
Fine. We'll see what she says about it.
I don't know what to say, Mr. Taylor. Bobby is all that I have left. I can't bear to see him go away so young. And yet...
You'll have to give him up sometime, Mrs. Carlson. And this seems to be the only way to keep him out of serious trouble now.
I suppose so, but...
You think it over while I talk with your pastor and also have a talk with Robert's teacher to make certain of their cooperation. I'll be back again this afternoon. You certainly make the most wonderful coffee, Mrs. Carlson.
Thank you. And thanks, too, for going to so much trouble to help us.
Yeah, I sure didn't think Mom would say yes to that Navy idea.
Your teacher thinks it's a good plan, too, Bob, and she's ready to help you in any way she can. But cooperation is the key. What do you say?
I'll try hard, Mr. Taylor. Thanks a lot.
Fine. We'll be visiting to see how things work out. Oh, Bob, anchors away. A word or two sometimes turns a trick. Then again, it may require intensive investigation, followed by careful placement away from the child's own home in an institution or a foster home, as the particular needs of the child demand. More and more, institutional care and foster family care are recognized as complementing each other in a child welfare program. For instance, Jimmy. His story begins and ends on a farm. Jimmy loved cows, and when, because of an accident, his father died and his mother had to sell the farm, he was heartbroken. His mother, forced to get work to support herself, appealed to her pastor, and the pastor in turn to Tressler for temporary care. so Jimmy came to live with us in Tresslertown. Here he had the chance to select an activity in which he was most interested. Jimmy's choice, naturally, was the farm. Hello, Jimmy.
Hello, Mr. Taylor. Nice cow, huh?
Sure is, Jim.
That one over there is a good milker. Boy, I sure wish I could work on a farm. When I was on vacation last August, I heard of a farmer who wanted a boy to work for him. It sure would be nice if I could work and earn some money to help my mother. Do you really think I could, Mr. Taylor?
Well, Jimmy, what you want's a good wage home.
What's a wage home?
Well, that's a foster home where they pay you for your work and also provide a proper home. We'll have to see about that.
Okay.
It seemed to be a good move. What children need most is a feeling of being wanted and loved. So I set out to learn whether the people Jimmy mentioned were just looking for a cheap hired hand or really wanted to be parents and friends and make a good home for a boy, besides paying him for his work. I consulted with a number of people, including their pastor and other references, and talked it over with Jimmy's mother, who wanted to be sure she could keep in touch with him just as she does now at Tresslertown. No matter how much time or how many miles it required, we had to be certain that this was the right place for Jimmy. The final test came the day I took Jimmy and his mother to visit his future home. Well, I guess that's that.
I can see I won't have to worry about Jimmy here. Farming's in his blood, and he'll have a good home, too. He surely is a nice boy. It'll mean so much to us just to have him here, and we'll see that his work's interesting to him. Mr. Taylor, I can't thank you enough for what you and Tressler have done for Jimmy and me, providing a good home and care in Tresslertown, and now arranging this. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.